What's good? Hey, we're back for closing conversations. All right, it's Tuesday. It's 12 p.m. ish. All right, EST, and we're getting ready to rock and roll like we do every single Tuesday and Thursday. We're calling leads for a member of our community, charged up the U family, where they've used offerbolt.io. They've used the power of AI, where they have an automated AI driven conversations with homeowners to find homeowners interested in selling. And then they're sending those leads to us for us to lock those leads up into contracts for them right here live and do deals and partners with members of the U. I'm joined with Brandon Barnes. Brandon, you want to introduce yourself, man? Let people know who you are.
Yep, Brandon Barnes here, Mr. Seymour Offers. Look, I'm happy to be here as always, and this is really for you guys to take note, understand how we talk to these sellers, understand the conversations, the objection handling, and then how we pivot in different situations and make certain types of offers so that you can go out and do it too in your own market. Looking forward to getting to it. We'll be here Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Let's rock and roll.
Guys, hit like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube fancy buttons. All right, tap in with us. You family, if you're in here, let me know in the chat. Let me see a lightning bolt emoji. I see some of y'all already in the building. If you're a member of the U, you can submit leads for us to call. The link is inside the chat. I'll post that again. Actually, I can't. I'm not logged in the Discord. Brandon, you might be able to help me with that. We'll post again the link, guys, in the all-in chat. If you are only in the challenge, you can submit leads to be called first come, first serve on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll get to as many as possible on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure you got them submitted. If you're a full member of the U, you can submit leads literally at any time, and we'll contact those leads and try to get those sellers locked up close for you and partner with you on your deal from there. We're going to get going and get into some calls. Brandon's going to start us off today with the first call. Brandon, you want to go ahead and jump into it, man?
Yep. Rocking and rolling. I just put the link in the all in chat. Bam.
All right, good
All
stuff.
right. Cool. Um, so we got one in Winston-Salem, like a small little brick ranch.
All right.
All right. Let's try them again. Might have been too fast for them. So it looks like we tried to send him a text and it didn't even.
You didn't go through.
Mm-mm.
Are the calls dialing out, or are we having that issue again?
Nah, it went out. This is nice. Two. Okay. I have to come back to him. I just saw a nice comp. That was a flip for 324. Selling loan. It looks like it sold prior. Super cheap, like 65.
Where is this one at?
This is in Winston-Salem.
Western Sam was a good little.
Actually, not. Maybe they got a loan for 135. So 23. So yeah. Anyways, that's one to come back to. It looks solid. Um, but I'm gonna go on to the next one. Actually, is there a call no answer button? I'll place it into call no answer and then roll to the next one. All right, let's see if we can get one on the phone. It's Sonia. "24/7, just message me, please."
All right, I'm almost logged back in.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right, let's try her again. Where are the actual live leads going?
You said where the live leads going?
Like, yeah, where are they at?
Here, let me
This isn't. I've seen ready for Tuesday, Thursday call.
Yeah, those are leads we're calling right now.
Yeah, but they've already been called before. They're not like the newest ones.
Yeah, let's see.
So for instance, we got
Yeah, go under lead manager.
okay.
Let me finish getting logged in.
Okay. Barberton, Ohio. Let's see what city this is around. Hopefully it's around maybe 105
Yeah, it's under ready for close call or ready for close call on the closer board.
Okay. 105. Okay. All right, let me try this one. We got a foreign national. Is that what we're calling them?
I can't remember what we settled on was the appropriate terminology. Chat, help us with that again. I can't remember what we decided on that.
You know.
Chat, what was it? I know, was it foreign national? I think it was what was it? Chat, talk to me. I know we settled on something.
Hey,
I don't remember what it
Mr.
was.
Iyer. This is Brandon. Give me a shout back. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for taking time to speak with me. I wanted to call you back about Somerset Vale. I think you spoke with my partner Femi recently. I just wanted to see if you had a few minutes to discuss a little bit more. I wanted to get a better sense of kind of where your ballpark is on this. See if we can get an offer over to you that works, and maybe we can put a deal together here. Sound good?
So I was kind of looking at the Zillow price. That's where my head was.
Yeah, that Zillow price can be tricky. I think it assumed so. if a home is like fully renovated, it's sometimes pulling that number in, or it's assuming that the home is like move-in ready, right? Um, I think I saw here. Is your primary home, or did you have a tenant in place?
I have a tenant.
Okay. How long have they been in there?
Tenant
Yeah,
since 2011.
since 2011. Okay. So I don't know if you've done any updates in that time, but if you've had a tenant in there for a while, right, it probably needs some work. If nothing else, just to update it to 2025, appliances, layout, etc. And so I think that Zillow's estimate is oftentimes assuming that the house is kind of ready to go and current. And so if it's not, then the sales price, like what it's actually valued at, would be less than that, so that we can actually go in there, do the work, bring it up to speed, bring it up to 2025 standards, and then that's actually how we make our money, by doing some of that work. Um, if that's something that makes sense, then I can give you an offer for this property in its as is current condition. Does that make sense?
I understand. I understand. So question is, how much is that delta? And you do your best. Let me take a look at it and go from there.
Okay. Okay. Did you have a feel? I know you said that you were looking around that Zillow price, but had you given any thought to what you would sell this for as is, or like a bottom line number?
No, I'm not. I mean, I was expecting something close to that. I understand it'll be not exactly same, but maybe a little bit lower, but yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Okay. What has you even thinking about selling it at this point? I mean, it looks like a great property in a great area.
Mainly it's a different investment vehicle. I mean, so looking at investing in stocks and stuff like that, get better returns, but I'm not in a hurry to sell or anything like that. But at the same time, that was the main motivation to even consider.
Got it. Got it. Makes sense. Do you have other rental properties, or is it just this one?
There's only one.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. So if I was able to get to a number and we agreed to a price like today, is this something that you would be thinking about selling, here soon, or do you have a?
Yeah, soon. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I want to try to find that number. I want to see if we can get to a number that works for you as well as me. That we can go in and do what we need to do, but it's also a win-win for you because you're able to cash this property out and use that money to reinvest. I guess what I'm seeing, I'd probably be in the low 300s for this in as-is condition, just based on a few of the homes that I'm seeing similar size that sold in that area. We can kind of
get that won't work for me. Sorry, I don't want to take up your time. Thank you.
So what would work for you? Bang, quick.
He hung up.
Yeah, I'm calling back.
All right. You pull up this other guy while you're doing that. Chat, what do y'all do when somebody hangs up? Do you call back or just keep going?
Please leave your message for.
So oftentimes, like if I call him back, if he's to pick up, and I will call him back again, like, hey, maybe we got disconnected. And all I did was give him a ballpark. I think we got disconnected, and then try to speak back to him. For somebody that wants a Zillow's estimate on the nose, right? Like they're just not being realistic unless the home is like fully cleaned up, it's ready to go, it's moving ready. But he didn't even really give time to kind of find what that number was. It sounds like he has an actual number in mind.
Yeah,
so
that
we
he
need to
would
figure out
sell
what that
it
is.
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do sellers do that? Why do they say they want to sell say no. You make me an offer. You make the offer, then don't counter. What is it? It's like it's easier for them to get frustrated and upset versus, um, actually kind of move the deal forward, or at least see if there's an opportunity. So we got a seller we spoke to, made an offer on innovation. We've been waiting on some pictures from her. I'm gonna try her real quick and see if I can get her, and then we'll keep going. All right, I'm gonna text her.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this guy back.
You gonna try him again?
Yeah, I see it like a cleaned up. This is a cleaned up move-in ready property, so for 375.
Would you just price anchor it?
I just said low 300s.
Okay.
Which it needs to be. I mean, it definitely needs to be in low 300s. If this one I'm looking at sell for 375, he has a tenant that's been there 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
The best that I could probably get to is maybe 320.
And
even
what was
on
his first name?
Novation,
Was that Raju?
yeah.
Okay.
Even on Novation, like if we were to get the tenant out and list it as is, it would still probably sell for maybe 350 max. So you still need to be at 320 at the end of the day.
All right, let's see what we can get him back. And then I got one pulled up, but I can call as well. Raju from the set. Shout out to Raju, man. Let me see if I can get this pickup. All right, let's keep going. See if we can get a pickup. All right, let me send a text on this one. All right, send a text on that one. We'll keep rolling.
Yeah, let me pull up another one.
Yeah, I got one or two. I'm pulling up this. Is it Pertise? Yeah, Pertise, Birmingham. All right, let me see whose lead this is, and we're gonna jump into this thing. All right, it's my guy Marshall. Seller had it on the market in 23 for 38,000 for 52 days, no bites. Roof is 10 years old. All right, typical day in Birmingham. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're not going to get any pickups today.
I'm gonna keep dialing.
All right, yeah, I'm trying her back. All right, let me try to text her too.
There's one that asked us to text first. That's Errol Owens. But he said Tuesday will be fine. So first, ready for close call. Ready for close call. All right, I'm gonna pull up this next one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something too. Gotta get somebody on the phone, son. Chat, I don't know what's going on. We got nobody picking up. It's Tuesday. Somebody's got to be taking a lunch break, Brandon, and we can get on the phones and have a conversation with. Let's see what we could do. You tried this Jordan P1? Pulling it up. I'll see if you're on there. All right, let me try him. Yeah, hey Jordan, this is Chris. We had been speaking with you in our office about Montezuma, and I was trying to connect with you back on it, see if we were able to figure something out to work for both of us. You got a second? Nah, I mean, we talked about a price, but I mean, I'm sure you're getting a bunch of calls on it. We had spoke about it a little while back, and I was trying to reconnect with you about it. Yeah, so it sounds like you. Nah. I'm not bird dogging, man. I've been around 16 years. I'm a direct buyer. Yeah, I'm a cash buyer. I mean, what do you need to get for it? Are you still at the 85? No, we talked about one for 85. But I mean, if you've got something else that's decent, I'd be interested in both. Yeah, I mean, are you? Let me see. Hold on. Well, you no, no, it was the house. It was the house in the lot for the 85. Gotcha. Okay. It sounds like that's still kind of where you're at. You haven't gotten that amount for it yet so far. It sounds like. All right. Well, I'm trying to see if we can work something out on it. I mean, I'm interested in the property. Oh, okay. So you don't have any. Okay. So you're saying you have no flexibility on the price, and it's not worth talking about any further to try to figure something out. Now, I hear you, man. I'm not trying to beat you up on the price. I understand. I'm not trying to beat you up on the price. That's why I'm calling you direct. But I'm sure you're paying attention to the economy and the market too, man. I mean, I'm sure you see what's happening. The market's starting to shift back downwards, and we've got to be a little conservative about what's to come. Gotcha. All right. So I don't know that he's a real seller. He wants 85, man, or he's he's dying on that horse, so to speak.
What did it need to be at?
I'm pulling it up. One second. I was trying to get him to give me some time and conversation to pull some information up on the property fully, and he was kind of in such a kind of had that personality that it was kind of hard to keep him on the call. So let's look into it real quick.
Hey, Miss Myra.
Yes, how can I help you?
Hey, I'm well. I'm well. How are you doing? This is Brandon. Giving you a shout back. We were speaking a week or so ago about East 76 and Essex. And we had a chance to get with John to check out one of these. And I spoke back to John again, and he said that I should reach out to you.
Which one did you look at?
So we didn't get inside of Essex, but we got inside of East 76.
Okay, well, let's start with that one.
Okay. And so on that one was a little bit rougher shape than I originally thought it would be. I think you mentioned something about the fire next door on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it needed some work kind of throughout that.
Okay, so what's your offer?
I'm pulling it back up. I think I told you that I wanted to be a lot closer to 100K. I forgot what your original asking price was on this though.
150.
That was your original? Or is that where you're saying you need to be now?
That was actually my bottom line, but yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a big gap.
That is a big gap.
Send me a contract and I'll think about it. I got another one coming in tomorrow, so just send it and I'll get back with you. You have my email address?
Let me double check. Yep, I do.
HANDY.
I have it. Yeah, I have it.
Okay, I'll look for it. Thanks, Brandon.
Okay, all right, thank you. Bye.
Look, I just looked this lead up. I wish I had looked it up in all honesty before he got off the phone. And the reason I say that, y'all, is because I would have talked a little slick to him. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm looking at this property and I'm like, bro, come on, man. You can't be talking like that. People calling you about this thing. I think I can shit. Can I not share my screen?
Was it in worse shape than even you originally thought?
Bro, I mean, yeah, this is like, it's like, I don't know how long he's gonna be selling this for, but it's probably gonna be a little bit. It's kind of the vibe I've got on it at the moment. I don't want to pull up the address. And I was going to share my screen because it's somebody's lead, but I mean, it looks like. What would I say? It looks like those like when you watch those movies, and it's like movies like Down South, like old movies, and it's like dirt road, 800, 500 square foot shotgun house, everything in one room, like, yeah, it's just,
Is that like
it's like one of them Jackson,
shotgun house
Mississippi
for
properties
real?
or something, man.
Yeah, I definitely
It's
seen them in a few movies.
ain't nobody. Yeah, wood stove outhouse. Come on, let's be real, man. And he on here talking about 85,000. That's why I wish he was still on the phone. I would have had to tell him about himself, man. All right, I don't know whose lead this is, so I say this respectfully. All right, I know you sent this in, but yeah, guys, it goes a long way sometimes to look at Google Street View, all right, of a lead or something that you're taking a look at, and just look at it and ask yourself if it makes sense. Like, all right, does it make, like, because if I showed y'all this, man, like, you would look at it and say, yeah, Shannon, exactly, man, cats everywhere. Yo, Brandon, can I tell you something real quick, man?
What's
This
going
is
on?
safe space. I don't want to feel
Yeah.
judged.
No, that's safe, bro.
So I have a cat, and I'm not sharing that I have a cat because I need a safe space for that. I'm a proud, all right, cat owner. All right, I'm a proud cat owner. All right, so don't get it twisted. All right, don't get it twisted. I'm a proud cat owner. But did you know, Brandon, that I had no understanding or awareness, all right, until I got a cat. All right, really, it's my daughter's cat, but it's my cat. All right,
Okay.
I pay for everything.
Yeah.
That's my guy. Shout out to Brody. And so here's the thing: I didn't know until I got a cat though that there were wild cats. Did you know that?
I didn't know either until recently.
Like wild chat. Do y'all know this? I don't know if everybody knows this because I'm not trying to be funny. All right, and this is the you. I know we got guests here, but it's a safe space at the you. Y'all know that. I had no idea wild cats existed in the wild.
So look, it was a while ago, so I don't remember the exact story, but it had me dying laughing. My cousin, who was basically like my brother, and one of my oldest friends, both got cats because of either their girlfriends or wife. And I think there was one of them that said like the cat was like running the streets and bringing shit back to the crib. Like,
I didn't know.
I was like, bro, I did not know none of that.
I had no idea that there's a whole ecosystem out here of YN cats.
That's
like
wild.
it's just cats out here in the streets, running around, acting crazy, just doing whatever. All right. I thought it was only cats in people's houses. And then I'm like, wait, you're telling me that there's just crews of cats. It's just street gangs of cats out here running around tearing stuff up. And I had no idea until like a year ago.
What happened with Brody?
Brody's good, man. He's living a life of luxury, man. Look, this guy's vibed out.
Go outside, huh?
He don't eat. Look, I got a little stroller for him, man. Sometimes he go outside on a walk. You know what I'm saying? It's some suburb stuff, man. It's some suburb stuff. He got a little. Anybody else got a cat? He got a little cat stroller. Put him in the cat stroller. Take him outside for a walk. Let him get some air. But nah, man, Brody like that. He like that AC, man. He not no street cat, man. All right.
Yeah.
He ain't no street cat.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It be some of them though too. I
literally had no idea, man. So now when I see these cats out in the wild, I'm like, I always thought it was somebody's cat that got out. You see what I'm saying? I thought somebody had a cat that escaped. In reality, it's people out here acting like wild cats, man. I had no idea, man. No idea. Funny. All right, I'm gonna let this guy live, man. I'm not gonna call him back, but this property definitely looks like a movie from a 1910 Black History movie, showing some small rural backwood town, and it's wild cats running around and everything, man. I don't know who's gonna pay him $85,000, but
that's
God willing, somebody does, man. God willing. All right. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling. My bad, y'all. My bad. I need to get distracted. I ain't know
Definitely.
Brandon knew. I just found out I had to share it.
Yeah, bro. That last time I think I was talking with somebody about that had me dying laughing. I did not know it's a whole ecosystem, like you said.
They out here, man. They just out here moving
Bro,
around, man.
that's funny.
John John said they only be in the hood. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Man, shout out to the
Uh,
hood cats everywhere, man.
I got this one guy that said text first, but he said he was gonna be available. I'm just going to call him and see if he pick up.
All right.
Back to New Orleans. Man, we had a good lead in New Orleans and Seller just went ghost on us.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice
Nah,
message.
he don't want to pick up.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice.
I'm about to get the triple tap.
Yeah, I'm trying to find another one.
I feel like he gonna pick up on this one.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
All right, Mr. Errol. I'm gonna text him again. Just try to call a couple times. Let me know a better time to speak. Okay. What I know it's some follow up, but I know it's some that just came through.
For today, you mean?
See, why can't I ever pick up the fucking call that's coming in? Yeah, it's something that came in today. I hear you, but only message. Just
Yeah, I'm
message,
pulling up
please.
the Tuesday Thursday call list here now. So let me see if I can catch some. Did you try Rusty already?
No, is that that's a different stage?
Yeah. All right, we've been texting him, following up, and he's not answering. But let's see what we get. All right, we're not getting that in there. Man, are we gonna not get any pickups today? That's what's happening?
It's almost looking like it. I know some follow up stuff.
Yeah, we can try hitting some of those.
Just called about the property.
We'll try this Deborah one.
This is on May 6th. Mark Daly. Danielle Dingle. Oh, you just tried her.
Yeah. Yeah, Tiff, I got a cat, man. Yo, so nobody, I'm the only person with a cat stroller. Take the cat on walks. I got y'all. I got y'all. That's cool. Maybe that's just something we do out in Short Pump, man. That's cool. That's cool. I see what y'all on. I see what y'all on the chat. That's all right.
That's one.
All right, we've been trying this lady. I'm gonna keep trying her real quick. Start hitting these follow ups.
David Everly.
I see Reg got a cat stroller. Yeah, man. Shout out to all the cat owners, man. I wanted a Doberman. I wanted a Doberman. Ended up with a cat. You know.
That's a big switch. Oh,
My
it's
daughter,
that's
my daughter vetoed that. Hey, I'm gonna take this one right here.
yeah, please.
Hey, Danielle. Good. How you doing? Yeah, this is Chris. I was just trying to circle up with you and see if you were still looking to do something, or if we should stop trying to connect with you. Just wanted to touch base. No, all good. Rome said, "I want to learn real estate, man." Sure. I mean, I think you sent me your email, correct? Did you already send me that, or no? Text it to me if you don't mind. And I mean, look, I'm happy to send you something over, provide a proof of funds. Um, whatever you need. That's not necessarily a show on our side. If we're going to move something forward, are you saying that you are uh, looking to move forward? You want to make sure that you are not. I get. I think that you're not trying to feel like you're being taken advantage of, or tell me kind of what you're saying so that I can. No, I got it. I mean, who was the attorney you used when you bought the house? Yeah, but did you have like you would have had a title or an attorney's office that would have facilitated the closing, like where you went to sign the paperwork at? Okay, you don't remember the name of it. But the reason, I guess, the reason I ask, right, is what I would suggest is, we could also do a closing, and you can use your own title company or attorney's office. You don't have to use ours. That way you feel protected and you feel like you're working with, somebody, independent third party that you've kind of selected. I mean, we have a title company or attorney's office that we prefer and we generally use when we purchase properties. But you, as the seller, you know, you can use, whoever you want. Because, I mean, look, ultimately, we buy a lot of houses. I'm not trying to, buy a deal where, somebody feels uncomfortable, somebody feels like it's not a up and up transaction, whatever the case might be. And I think having your own representation inside the deal with, a title company, maybe could help you with that feeling. Um, and we can email some stuff over to you with the contract. If you're looking to move forward, let us know. Again, we're interested in it and would like to. And if it doesn't make sense, you don't feel comfortable, we don't want to do business that way, you can let us know, and we can get down the road as well. All right. Yeah, I mean, look, I've got a yeah. We're not, we're not like some big hedge fund or something, right? We're two guys that buy properties in a couple of different states for our family portfolio, right? And some long term wealth building. These are just investment properties. It's not, anything fancy, maybe to what you're looking for. I'm not sure. We've got cash available. Yeah, we buy real estate to yeah, we buy real estate for wealth building and long term assets, right? So, which is why I'm saying again, ultimately, I think what you're saying is, hey, can you buy this property if you say that you're going to? So generally, what happens in that is we would provide you a bank statement proof of funds that shows the funds are available that we can purchase and execute on the transaction, so that you have comfortability that we can perform on the contract. Because that's really what we're talking about ultimately at the end of the day. If you and I write a contract for this piece of property and we commit to perform on it, can we perform on it or not? And I'm happy to provide, financials and a proof of funds to show that we can perform on it, and we can go from there if you'd like to do that. And I'm happy to give you our website as well. So I got your email. I'll shoot some information over to you. I'll send you a copy of the contract also, and it'll have an acceptance time frame on it because we are looking at a couple other properties nearby as well. More interested in this property than the others, but ultimately, like I just said a minute ago, we're in the business of moving capital and making a return on it, to be direct. And if we've got it right now, we've got some cash parked, and it's not making us any money that way. And I don't want to miss out on these other two deals if I can't make something work here, even though they need a little bit more work. So just giving you a heads up, it will have an acceptance time frame on it of either 24 or 48 hours. And again, you can just tell us we're not the right buyer for you. You wouldn't be the you wouldn't be the first person and we'll keep it rolling. Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, we'll text you once we send it over, and we'll go from there. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thanks. Bye. All right. So she sounds a little younger. Um, I can say that now at 38. She sounds a little younger. And a couple of things on that call, right? Sometimes you're going to run into sellers like this. It's not very often, in my opinion, but sometimes you're going to run into sellers like this that are like kind of pressing around credibility. They're really kind of, uncomfortable in the transaction, whether it's lack of experience, lack of trust, whatever the case might be. And so you guys kind of saw how I responded to that. She's asking about Better Business Bureau and this and that, and all these different things. Ultimately, it's like, hey, you want to know if we can perform on the contract or not, is basically what you're saying, right? So if we write a contract, can we perform based on the contract or not? And that means, can we afford to buy it? Do we have the money? And so somebody like that will send a bank statement, proof of funds to them, send out a contract, see if we're able to make something work with them or not. I need to look back at those numbers because that was a follow up call. So I don't remember if it was like a situation of like, hey, this is a good deal. Like, we got to jump on that. So I'll need to take a look at that again. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this call out right here, from Kurt, right? The level, if it works, cool. If it doesn't, cool. Guys, you got to take that stance sometimes on some of these call conversations to get control back of the call. That was me taking back control of the call. Do you see how at the end of the call she's responding like, hey, like she's not trying to cause a big rough about it? Now she's saying, hey, I'll get back to you today or tomorrow. I created that um, sense of urgency, right? So before I was getting off the phone with her, I wanted to, excuse me, I wanted to tie her down with a sense of urgency. And to do that, all right, what I ended up saying to her just now was, hey, I've got a couple other properties that I'm taking a look at. Really interested in this one. But if we can't make something work, can you just let me know so we can move on to these other ones? So, guys, what that's going to do is, one, it creates a sense of urgency, but also now when she's critiquing this offer, she does want to sell, right? Now, when she's critiquing this offer, when she's taking a look at it, she's not going to be as, you know, peculiar about however you say it. I don't know the word, but like as like she's not going to be a jerk about it, right? She's going to be more loose about how she looks at, or ultimately, right at the end of the day, if she causes too much of a fuss about it, we just move it to a second voice, have somebody else give her a call, and see if they can build a better connection, better relationship, whether they get under contract. So, pretty decent call right there. Brandon, I know you were making a little bit of dials. Were you able to get anything teed up on your end?
No, it was another no answer. I'm trying to go through them backwards from submission. So the next one, I think I got somebody pulled up. Marshall Constance, no. I actually think we touched all of them.
All right, let's see if there's another follow up in here real quick too.
Beverly, Deborah Moore, Tom Crawford.
Yeah, I think we cut.
Tom Crawford. All right, this one was unsuccessful. Let me see if I can dial out to him now though. Tom Crawford. Okay.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Tom.
Hey, Mr. Tom.
Hey, this is Brandon. I was giving you a shout back about Clarkston Road. You got a few minutes. I just wanted to see if you were available to speak about this property real quick.
Hold on 1 second for me.
Okay.
Okay, who's this now?
This is Brandon.
Oh, okay.
I think you spoke.
1549.
Correct.
Okay.
Actually,
Wait, I'm sorry. Actually.
Is that the guy that I just talked to?
Oh. Okay, you're calling about 1827.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. It's not Mr. Baytops, is it?
No, I think who are you speaking to? I know it's an echo. Is that on my end or your end?
Yeah, people say that sometimes. You have to call me right back.
Okay, you want me to do that?
Okay, you want to do that? Yeah.
All right, call you right back. He said the wrong address back to me, and so I had to confirm it.
Oh.
So I put it on mute. Hopefully this goes through. Jesus Christ. All right, now it's unsuccessful. I'm gonna call from my other phone.
Hello?
Hey, Tom. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Call from my landline. Or,
Same thing happening?
yeah, it is.
Yeah. You want me to call you back? Which number?
Call at this number.
Okay.
All right. All right. If that happens to somebody over and over, what you think?
I mean,
fixed,
you
right?
talking about on the
Hey.
phone?
Okay.
Hey, yeah, so just wanted to follow up with you. I think we're finally good here, right? The
Okay.
no echo, right?
Well, I'm trying to follow what we were discussing. You're saying 1827 Clarkson Road.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, and where are we in negotiations on it? Because I'm not recognizing your name or number.
Yeah, so let's and I had to call you from my iPhone just so that we could get rid of the echo. But I pulled it back up, and I think you were last speaking with my partner on this. I think you were talking to Luis. Lou.
I've talked to so many people; it's kind of uncanny.
Well, tell me about that. Is it something that just you as a homeowner or landlord, you just get a bunch of calls, or have you actually kind of went through the process, gotten offers, and just wasn't satisfied with what you got?
It's interesting. No, right now, in the last 2 days, I've gotten offers that I'm entertaining. In fact, I've got 2 contracts in front of me right now. So I'm trying to decide which way I'm going to go with those.
Are the numbers about the same?
One more time?
Is the offer price about the same on those 2 contracts?
No, they're about 20,000 apart. But one's, cash, and the other is still having to go through finance, and it's got a pre-approval letter.
Got it.
So end user is going to be in the house, and but she's got a conventional loan, so realtor's already been talking with the bank or lender, and seems like they got it approved to be able to be purchased as is. You know, 'cause it does need some repairs and update.
Got it. I take it that finance offer is the one that's a little higher.
Yeah,
Got it. Is it vacant currently?
it is.
And so, with these offers that you gotten, are these folks that have been to the property, like walked it, and then they made their offer, or is it blind?
No, as far as I know, they walked it. The one that's got the cash office, just looking at their contract as it just came in, was saying still subject to another inspection. So, barring that, I don't see why it would be any different than it was last week.
Well, I mean, sometimes folks they'll look at it, the first time, give you an offer, and then they'll have their contractor walk it. And if their contractor says like, "Hey, this is going to cost X amount," then they may adjust their offer or give you something that's not exactly what it was. We really pride ourselves at Ridge Point to always, try to get the number right the first time, so we're not coming back and trying to renegotiate with you after we've gone under contract.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, between me and my partner, we've decades of experience. So we've done it all, seen it all, and we really like to come in the first time and make you a solid offer that we can stand by and get it closed out pretty quickly for you. I know you were asking 250 originally. Did those offers get close to that number?
Oh yeah, they're on it.
So right at 250.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it in writing, and that's only because that's as high as that lady can go.
Got it.
The agent told me we could probably sell it for 270 as is if we listed it. This lady's only approved for 250. So I said, yeah, send me the contract. I'll look it over. So I'm still looking the contract over. It might be something I need to strike out of it, or, but they've already cleared 90% of it with the lender. So being it's an as is, she wants to move in. She's got to, maybe fix some things prior to moving in. But I was told they could make it subject to. She could move in and still fix it later.
Got it.
Just the real land. And
you want to take that call?
I can't see who it is.
No.
Okay.
I don't recognize the number.
Okay.
So, are you saying you sending somebody in, or are you not?
Is it on Lockbox or something?
Preliminarily say less than 250, because that's kind of where I'm at now, and they want me to DocuSign contracts now, but I got to read them over.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, so you're right now you're leaning towards the 250 from the person that needs like a finance contingency.
I haven't finished reading the contract, but it looks like a basic, purchase agreement, Virginia purchase agreement. But there's always something in there somewhere, small print. So I need to actually peruse it. They're looking to close a month from now. The other contract, I think, might be by the end of the month. So it's less money, but plus, to be honest, we've got another piece of property for sale, and the lower offer is looking at the other.
Got it.
Property to include both.
Got it.
So
and
do.
I know you do have a few rentals. Are these two just the ones that are vacant that you're letting go of, or are you downsizing completely?
Well, looking to downsize completely
at some point.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I'm waiting on someone else now to give me a call that's interested in the others, the contract. So they're also interested in the condo. So it's a condo down at Outer Banks.
Okay.
And looking for about $430,000 on that one. So I'm gonna have to reduce it a little bit to, if somebody wants to buy both, the one in Richmond and the one in Outer Banks.
Yeah,
we'll see. There's moving parts right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, you knock them down. Take care of the ones that you can first, and then move on to the rest. I think that's a good strategy. I know sometimes, if you put it together as a whole portfolio, you might end up making less than actually taking the time to sell them in smaller increments or even one by one. Of course, it takes longer to do that, but you find somebody solid, like we are, that can actually kind of go through and close. And I'm sure that you're working with a few others that are reputable, and you go through them and then and continue to work through the rest of them, because honestly, just from what I was seeing, I think we would be interested in all of these. I didn't see which address was the condo. Was that the Brook Forest Road?
No, that's my purse.
That's all right. Because all these ones on Clarkston Road, those are all the single families, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. But I'm trying to understand who I'm actually speaking with. I know I was talking to Brian Lee. But you said your name is Brandon?
Correct. So different.
This is here. It's on my ID at one time.
Oh, you might be seeing Mighty Estates. Yeah, my caller ID pulls up that's my own entity. My partner and I, we operate under Nationwide Fast Offer, but it's my entity, it's his entity, and we do deals together. So this is one that we're working kind of together. He's actually in Virginia. I'm in Georgia and Atlanta, and so sometimes I'm calling, sometimes he calls, and we get them close together.
Okay. And the other guy was who now?
Lewis. He does some of that initial outreach for us, but we get it. We go in and kind of get on and get it closed out.
I don't recall that. Did I send him a spreadsheet or something? Or?
I'm not sure. I have to check, but he did have a good bit of notes. So I know that you guys spoke. He mentioned, 1 at 250 needs good amount of work. Looking possibly to hold on to it during the renovation himself. Can get $1,700 a month if it was rented, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, yeah. Probably get more than $1,700. I had it at $1,554. But I do owner financing, so I was financing it for 30 years. This payment was $1,554 when they turned the keys in. 4-bedroom, 2-bath. You could probably get $2,000 a month for that.
Would you, and at this time, would you consider any other exit strategy, like holding, holding papers, selling, actually selling them, seller finance?
No, my exit would be I just fix it up and sell it for $340,000, which we believe that's what the market is. Maybe as low as $325 if things kind of turn a little bit. But that's only probably the next 2 months, because it only takes less than a month to fix everything that's in the house. It needs, new floor coverings, paint and patch on the walls, inside. Fixtures are fine, cabinets are fine.
Yeah.
Appliances are 2008. So I built the house in 08. So everything's original. It's just a husband and wife there, and they split. They've been there for like 15 years.
But you see how, so if it could go for 325, 350, fully renovated, and we have to come in and do some of the work, like that 250 number is going to be tight if we're coming in and expecting to do 30, $30,000 minimum renovation, maybe 50, somewhere in there, plus holding calls, closing calls, agent fees. That 250 numbers is going to work for somebody that's actually planning to live in there. But an investor that's actually going to come in and make it their own and put it back on the market, is going to be a little lower. So could we match that 230 offer? I think so. But I would want to actually be able to either get some photos or check it out just to make sure that we can stand by that number, because what we won't do is go under contract and then come back and tell you, hey, we actually need this at 210, which I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got 250 here. Lady's got pre-approval letter. She's looking to put 50,000 down and finance 200,000.
So yeah, I think you should play that one out. Let me do this. Let me start looking at this other one that you wanted to kind of take care of next. Is the other one vacant? That
the
you said
condo in the Outer Banks.
Well, was that the one that the other buyer that made the cash offer? Are they looking at that as a second property?
Right. Yeah.
What about? We're more interested in the single families. Are any of those vacant?
On Clarkson, no, just that one.
Okay.
At 1827 in Richmond. The condo in Outer Banks is vacant, but I usually rent it out during the summer to tourists. Week by week.
Remind me the address.
Like $3,300 a week.
Wow. Remind me the address on it. No, I actually haven't pulled it up. I was just seeing because I can see kind of a good bit of the portfolio. I'll look at it. It may be. It's funny because I was actually looking at another property out there before. Really nice. I know they're super expensive out in that kind of Outer Banks area. But out of the other ones on Clarkson, is there, if you were to kind of sell another property, right? Is there one on Clarkson that you would go with first?
Well, if I was selling them one by one, but all of my properties are occupied with buyers that are paying us over 30 years. At the end of the 30-year contract, I have to give them the deed to the property.
Got it. So none of them are actual rentals.
It's a land contract, so you'd have to buy it subject to what I've got in place.
Got it.
So I can give you an example.
Would you pick up one of those?
Where are these at?
Chris?
It's in Richmond.
These are all Richmond. All Richmond.
Yeah, if the numbers made sense. See what kind of terms he'd be talking. He's asking for somebody to take over the contract with deeds or take over the note. What is he asking? What he's willing to sell the note for?
I'm sending it to him.
Because he's not selling the house; he's just selling the note.
If you pull it in batch and hit owner profile, you'll see all the rest of them.
All right, I'm pulling it up.
Yeah.
Business.
Let's see. That's you said that was one in particular that they're having trouble with the note.
Well, yeah, she's a month past due.
Which one is
sheriff's coming out the end of next week?
Yeah, let me see that one.
Like 1,500 now. She's been there since May 1, 2010. She's been there 15 years. So in 15 years, I have to give her the deed to the property.
Got it.
Okay, she makes all her payments. Right now, she owes me, let's see, she would owe me like $155,500 plus this 1 month. She was paying, I think it just raised her payment. Let's see here. I got her here at $1,846 a month, but I think I raised her payment. Let's see here. And tax insurance, if they go up, I can raise their payments.
Nice.
Let's see here.
Remind me the address for this particular one that you're talking about.
If I sign my contract to you, the house is collateral.
Right.
So you get the deed in your name because it's not in her name. None of these people are on deed,
right,
even though they're buying. Then you could execute, doing the eviction if you so choose.
Yeah, it would almost be more than an eviction, right? It would be okay. So yeah, okay. Because I know that it wouldn't be like a foreclosed situation.
It's already, if you want to call it foreclosure, we already been to court. We got a UD, and we won on the UD, and it's been turned over to the sheriff for eviction. And he called me this morning and said he posted yesterday, and Friday the 16th. I think it's Friday, whatever the 16th is when he's looking to do the eviction.
Got it.
So she may pay before then. Because she wrote me this morning, or yesterday, I guess, when it was posted, asking, what was owed. I said, well, you need to call the lawyers, find out.
Right. And if this is an issue now, then I'm sure, there may be more headache in the future. So kind of talking numbers on this, like what would you be willing to sell something like this for us, to us for?
Well, there's two things. One, you'd have to step into it like now. In other words, if I were to sell it to you as is, with you have the right to do the eviction on the 16th if she doesn't pay, that's one price. If I do an eviction, because a lot of investors I talk to about the same type situation, it's like, okay, well, once you get it back, then let me know. Now, once I get it back, I
you got all the options in the world.
Then, I can fix it up and flip it out for full price, like I can do 1827. So I'm saying, either step in now and take your chances like I'm taking mine, or,
I guess the only issue with that, it would just be wanting to, because we would be, we'd have to be a great price, right, for us to buy it sight unseen. I'm sure she's not letting nobody walk it at this point. I don't know if you have any pictures, so it would be a great price. But we could do it. I mean, we definitely have the cash. We're looking to purchase.
You just have to assume, $30,000 in repairs. It's a 1,792 square foot 2-story. So now she's repaved the driveway. She's put a deck on the rear. I don't know what she's done on the inside. I haven't been in since 2010 when we signed the contract. I have no idea what the inside looks like. But, you'd have to assume, at least 30,000 in repairs.
So for that one specifically, what price would get us in the door if we bought it before the eviction?
Yeah. Let's see here. I just raised her payment on April 28th. I collect a month in advance usually. So she pays on the 28th of April. 28th of each month for the coming month. I just raised her payment to $1,359 a month. Plus, I charge her $20 for a pet fee.
Talking about a lot of extra unnecessary.
He beating them people up, man. He getting his money, man.
Very true.
Why does he want to sell?
He's downsizing everything. Like he's just getting out the business.
Gotcha.
She's got about 16 years to go.
Yeah.
15. It's got about 15 years to go. She owes me. If she's sold right now.
You said about 150.
500 roughly.
Right.
I think this contract is
that what you're saying that you would sell it for?
Not worth a whole lot. I think got the interest rate at about 8.07, but after taxes, it's probably down to about 5.5. So I pay taxes and insurance out of her. What I said was $13.79 a month. She's going to be paying. Yeah, so taxes, insurance is about $250 a month. So 13. I'm gonna say 13.59, 250. So I'm netting about 11.09 a month, and then she's got 15 years to go. 15. Everything stayed the same. Contract's only worth about $199,500. And she owes me like 155. So I can't say that's a good one to buy.
When you
I just know the house is probably, what does Zillow have it at? Let's see here. 1507.
I'm seeing around 3.
Yeah. 365 is what they got it.
So the software I use has it a little lower. I think, well, so on Zillow, what I'm seeing is 320, 319, 500.
The Redfin's got it at 320, but that's low, I think.
Okay.
Well, no, Zillow's got it at 320 as well. 319, 500.
So I mean, I guess just give me a feel of like, if this is something that we could take over, right? What would you be willing to part ways with this? How much would you be willing to part with this for?
Let me see what I owe, 'cause I have a mortgage on it.
I thought that's what we were doing. I'm trying to wrap this, honestly.
Yeah, Dre said he's got a list of the properties.
Yeah.
I see it.
Do this one at even money.
I can see it kind of on her profile.
On contract, 10% prepayment penalty. So I was saying that raises it to 155, 500. Only reason I say that is if she went to the bank tomorrow and got a new loan and paid me off, then that's what the payoff figure would be, 155,000. Even though amortization says 141, because in my contract I can charge for a prepayment penalty, and I do that. That's 10%. So
is that the number?
The contract's only 141. Maybe 135. Say 135 minus what I owe. See if it's even worth it. Yeah, I'd say 135 would be probably the minimum. And I know how it goes. I give you a figure, you can come back lower, and we're supposed to split it in the middle somewhere. I mean, I don't play the games. That's 135 is what I would consider.
That's the number. Okay. Well, let me do this.
It's only worth 199 if everything stays the same for you. Then you got to get rid of the deed in 15 years. But you can go up if taxes go up.
But that's if she were to stay in the property.
Yeah, that's what I was calculating. She's paying me. I'm gonna tell you, $13.79 a month. That includes that pet fee, and she's got 15 years to go. Yeah, that makes it $248,000.
So you said you have a mortgage on this?
Yeah, I have a mortgage on it that I have to pay off to give you.
What's your PITI? What's your payment, interest, taxes, insurance?
That I'm paying?
Yeah.
Well, that's no. You can't. My loan's not assumable, so I don't understand why you're asking.
Got it. Just kind of getting a feel for.
I how desperate
what
I
the
am?
cash what the
No,
cash flow on it was. But yeah, in this case, I guess it doesn't matter if you're not willing to do subject to. But no, that gives me good information. Like I said, my partner that is in Virginia, actively looking to pick up a few more properties. I know, we went through a process of selling off a lot. So definitely looking to acquire some also for tax purposes, etc. So I definitely wanted to get some good information and details on this. The
Well, let me
other,
just tell you this. This is the overview. It's 20 properties because 1827 is going to be gone. I got basically, I got 3 offers on the table right now. Well, and the lady, real estate agent, told me she's got 1 more. And they're all within from 230 to 250. So I got to kind of pick one of those 4. I got contracts, already emailed to me and want me to sign, but it's already 2:00. My portfolio of the other 20, it's bringing in 28. Oh, excuse me. Bringing in right now 27,316 a month gross. And net is probably about 21.5 a month after paying taxes and insurance. And I have a right to raise their payments if taxes or insurance goes up. But I don't have to lower their payment. So in other words, I've been raising everyone's payment because taxes gone up over the years, like $30 a month on each house for the last 3 years or so. This year, they only went up $10 a month. Next year, it probably levels off. Or if we have a recession, then it may drop. If it does, I'm not lowering their payment. I'm not PITI like a bank. So I could raise it. And the other thing is, too, they're supposed to have their own homeowners insurance. I carry insurance, I got creditors. So,
I don't know why, Chris. I don't know why you're going down the portfolio, but because I didn't ask him about the entire portfolio. But I don't know if that's something that you wanted to.
It might, but he sounds like he's just kind of flexing out.
He says we're 300 and some thousand.
Because he sounds like somebody's going to want too much for him.
I think so.
For it to even make sense to take him over.
Which is higher than what she owes me.
Right. I'll talk to him about this 1 or 2. I'm going to tell him he should go with the offer he has with the person that's living there. But this other one, it would be a gamble.
And the first guy didn't have homeowners insurance like he should have. Our contract says you should have your own insurance.
Right.
And so he just turned the house in because he's got to keep making payments for the next 15 years till he gets the deed to the property. So he just signed over the house. I sold it for like $40,000. Could have sold it for $50,000. Burned up. But then I cashed in on my insurance policy that was like maybe $150,000.
Nice.
So he only owed me like 90-some thousand because he's been there since. He's been there longer. He was there since 2004. So he only had about 12 years to go.
Okay.
So he lost all his equity. I didn't rebuild it. I sold it to another builder, and they rebuilt it and sold it for $285,000. They bought it for me for $40,000 and just used my same foundation. I think they even used part of the house. I don't know. I didn't want to try to mitigate all that.
Right.
The other house had about half a house burn up.
Well,
And that guy had Allstate insurance. Well, I carry State Farm on all mine. And those two talked together, and Allstate agreed it was their responsibility to pay for it. So he remodeled the house, new siding, windows, everything. And Allstate paid for it. So he preserved his equity.
Right. So, but
the other guy lost his. So
are you wanting to give me are you wanting to give me a feel for like what the total portfolio, how much you would want for the total portfolio?
Oh, yeah, they owe me on those 20 houses, not counting 1827, so that's vacant. $2.875 million is what they owe me. And they have an average of 16 and a half years to go on the average. So you'd be netting like 21.5 for 16 and a half years. What would I ask for it? Right now, I've got a group entertaining at 2.5.
Okay.
And this is all passive income, so you don't fix anything. It's not a landlord.
Right.
You know? So all I do is collect. And if they leave out, then
All right.
I fix it up, flip it. You know, or I charge them for it. This guy that just left.
Yeah.
I only charged him $6,000 in repairs. And I had another company come in that was looking to buy it out, and they put their contractor in. They came back with $25,000 in repairs was all it needed. You get it up to $340,000 sale price.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need a whole lot of work. This is probably the least work. You could do this in 2 weeks if you had 4 guys come in, paint, patch, flooring.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let me do this. I'm gonna throw. I'll throw our offer in the ring for that for the first one I call to speak about. Like I said, I think it's not gonna be at the 250. I think that's, you know, a retail buyer, someone that actually wants to live in the property. They're always gonna be able to outbid us, right? You're gonna, you know, if they're gonna live in there, she's gonna have the best offer. If that doesn't work out, or you choose to go with a short thing, like a cash offer, definitely consider us for that. But I also want to speak with my partner Chris about this other one that's about to go through the eviction, and then we'll have a discussion about the total portfolio and see if it's something that we would be interested in looking at. I do think I have the email. I think you did share it already with my team, so we should be good to go there, and I can follow back up with you here in the next few days. I know we're on a short time window on the one, so it'll be a quick turnaround.
Well, like I said, that one there at 1507, I'm gonna say 135. Yeah, that's probably got 155.
That's where you want to be.
That's about 87 cents on a dollar.
Okay.
For the note.
For the note.
If you extrapolate it, 2.5. Doesn't mean to take up all your time, but 2.5 on was it 2.875 million? That's 87. Yeah, same thing, but 87 cents on a dollar.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's probably the minimum I should take for it.
Okay.
Just $1,500. It's not like she owes, 6 months like a bank would be when it's a foreclosure.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah, look, I appreciate it. I appreciate you walking me through that. And like I said, I'm gonna speak with Chris, and we'll be in touch. I'll get back to you. Like I said, I'll also shoot you over the offer for the first one we were talking about. Just like I said, as a backup if it doesn't work out with that one. The owner, tenant buyer, if you will, person that wants to live in there. What's a good email for you?
I've got about 9 offers. The lowest is 203,000, and the highest is 250. And the 250 is the one that wants to live in it.
Right.
Which I got a call into NACA. You're familiar with them. They'll lend people 100% financing, 100% closing costs, and extra money if there's equity in the property for repairs. So I got to find out if they got any buyers, but I could probably sell to them for $270. If somebody needed $30,000 in repairs, they give them that. That's $300,000 on a $340,000 house. 300 on 340. That's an 88% loan to value, and they're willing to do 100%. So they jump on that deal.
Huh?
It just ain't brought me anybody.
Yeah, you got some options. Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, I'm interested in the others as well. So let's see if we can put something together.
All right.
I appreciate it, Mr. Tom.
Thank you.
All right,
Brandon.
thank you. All right, bye. talker.
Yeah, look, so I think that's a good educational call for a lot of different reasons, but more importantly than anything, guys, if you're in the U, I've talked about this strategy before quite a bit in the U, called contract for deed. I have, you know, held notes on contract for deed for people before. Um, Historically, contract for deed has been used, I'd say, maliciously, um, in a similar way to kind of how it's being spoken of here. I don't want to go as far as saying, this guy's malicious in any way. I'm not saying that, but how contract for deed works, right? Like he's talking about tenants that have been there for 15 years, 12 years, stuff like that, that have bought properties on contract for deed, meaning it's an installment payment, just like a car, all right, like a car title. So if you're making payments, you don't get the title to the vehicle until you've fully paid it off. Then you get the title to your car. But until then, if you miss payments, right? I know from personal experience. You miss payments, they're gonna come pick it up. All right, they're taking the car back. Just like this guy, if you miss payments, he's got a few people. He's taking the house back, and he's talking about it, right? So he's like, "Hey, all the money they've already put into it, that's just money in his pocket. That doesn't have to go back to the person. Doesn't go towards their purchase price of the house. They just lose it." Okay. So if you're out here, doing contract for deed, and selling to people on contract for deed, be a good person about it. I've only had to ever evict one person on contract for deed. Like this lady, he said, has been there for 15 years. That's definitely a situation I probably have a little flexibility. Sounded like she missed her payment. She was back 5 days. He immediately put a UT on her, and he's going to do his thing. So if you're buying on contract for deed as a homeowner, I don't recommend it at all, by the way. But if you do it, be cautious, be careful, understand that economy changes, things happen, you lose ability to make a payment. You're out of that property, and that's the contractual agreement at the end of the day. So there's nobody to really be upset about with that. Brandon, I don't know if you got any thoughts on the call, but I wanted to chime in with that real quick.
No, that's helpful. If anything, do what you can, right? To just take good notes, try to keep the conversation going. If you find yourself in a situation where you're talking to somebody like this, because for me, even if I didn't have somebody right in that market, Chris is on the live as well and hearing this conversation, like. If I have a buyer that I think that may be interested in that, and I do, always try to make sure I have good landlord buyers that are looking for stuff like this, like notes. I just try to do what I can to get as much information as possible, and then allow your buyers to kind of make a decision, with that, even if it's something that's kind of outside your bread and butter of the type of deals that you do. So that's the kind of little point that I would add to that. And I think everybody should be at the point where they're trying to get to the point where you're starting to collect your own properties, right? So that you can then rent them out, whether it's to a tenant buyer or just a short-term, long-term lease. That's the whole power of real estate, right? So keep at it, keep learning, and keep it going.
Yeah, guys, buying a home is not hard. Literally, you can have down to like a 550 FICO score and purchase a home for yourself or your family. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. As you guys are out here renting, doing different things, don't let homeownership be this thing you think is far away. There's a ton of different loan programs out here. I've sat on the board for a long time here in Richmond, VA at Housing Opportunities Made Equal. Really passionate about affordable housing, really passionate about equal and fair housing. And so, guys, it's super important to just be aware. There's housing support agencies across the country that you can contact. You can let them know your situation. You can let them, more importantly, know your goals of home ownership, and they can help you create a path of understanding, towards becoming a homeowner, which for the majority of people in this country, is going to be your wealth building opportunity. That's your level up opportunity, is owning a home, buying at a time where you can ride some appreciation, sell it or refinance it, use that money to grow, your situation. So a couple of good calls today. We didn't get a ton of pickups. Shout out to you guys in the chat for being locked in with us and rocking and rolling. You fam, it's always appreciated. We do this every single Tuesday and Thursday. All right, we'll be back Thursday at 5 p.m. EST. If you're in the U fam, all right, we got the morning meetup tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. EST. I'm hosting a class tomorrow at 12 p.m. EST as well. So make sure you guys are tapped in. All right, make sure you're locked in. Brandon, you got anything in closing, man? Let people know where they can find you as well.
Yeah, look, right here, down below, I am B Barnes on Instagram, Brandon Barnes, send more offers on Facebook or YouTube. And as always, like, go out there, talk to people every day, and get to the point where you're starting to send more offers, right? You'll do more deals. Can't wait to see you guys on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Just keep at it. We'll get it.
Love it. Love it. Hey, you fam, much love, y'all. See y'all inside the U. If you're not in the U already, I don't know what you're doing, man. Go to askchrisjefferson.com and get tapped in. Join the challenge. Get active using OfferBolt software to go out and talk to homeowners, get properties under contract, and move deals forward, man. Hope everybody has a good rest of your day. Much love, everybody. Peace.